Hello, everyone! Welcome to another live stream. I'm Hannah.
I'm Jake.
How are you doing today, Jake?
I'm doing great.
I'm going to ask you that as if we hadn't already talked prior to this. We have to maintain the illusion that this is how shows work. We just showed up, and this is me asking you how you're doing for the first time.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yep.
My mom came over along with a couple of her sisters and my cousin, I guess, although she's old enough to be my aunt. And they are going to the casino. And so they came over for a little bit because I'm sort of halfway. And I gave my aunt some weed.
Why do old people like casinos so much? Do they like to lose money while looking at flashing lights?
I actually don't know what the fascination is. Well, I know my grandma really liked it. My mom's mom, and that was the thing they used to do with her. So it might be just sort of a habit of how they hang out at this point. But I don't know why they ever initially liked it, because it's just sort of like they play like slots. It's not like they go there and like count cards. They just like play slots, and I think mostly it's because it's like a sort of a resort atmosphere.
I think it would be cool if casinos, because I feel like casinos are probably going to do less well as the boomers die out, not only because people have less money, but I think younger people find stuff like slot machines, and even stuff like roulette and poker. Poker's partially a game of skill, at least, but games of pure luck I think people are really fucking sick of, and it's just annoying.
Yeah, I think stuff like blackjack and other things like that. And there's some sort of sexy thing about roulette for some reason that people like,
sure.
But I think slot machines are, especially because they're coins. Like,
here's my idea. Someone.
Here's your idea.
Pay me for this idea that I'm going to give you.
This is probably an idea somewhere we had.
Probably. Basically, an adult Chuck E. Cheese, and don't say Dave and Buster's
casino,
because Dave and Buster's it still uses tickets. I want basically arcade games, but they pay money based on how good you do, or you lose money if you suck.
So you get paid to play like DDR?
If you're like super great at it, then yes.
Well,
all I'm saying is more.
I don't know if that's a viable business. I feel like you're just gonna get shit on and then.
Okay, more gamification. There can still be luck elements involved, but like there needs to be more agency from the participants, or at least the illusion of agency.
Laser tag battle royale.
Yes. See, there you go. We could workshop
VR
this
in real life. Yeah. That's
all
also
I'm saying
gambling,
is,
but yes.
I feel like millennials my age and people younger than me don't have the focus to sit in front of a machine for 2 hours pumping quarters in while it does flashing lights and tell us sorry you lost. I need some other things going on,
Yeah, I mean, a casino is more than just that, but it is to funnel you to stuff like that eventually, for sure. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of stuff that people like to do our age, and it's a combination of an experience, so like an escape room style thing, with like in a collaborative. We're very collaborative, it seems, without being ripped off by some sort of like hyper capitalism, because we're all very jaded about that shit. So I don't know, you have to find that sweet spot. You know what I think it is?
What?
I think it's subscribing to maybe a Twitch, maybe a YouTube. I think that's our gamble nowadays. Who's gonna fail you next? Who's gonna be racist in the DMs next? That's the real gamble.
Who groomed a 14-year-old?
Ooh, a 14-year-old.
That one's not even.
Can't do.
That's not even a bet. It's always Onision. It's Onision. The answer
It's Onision.
is Onision.
Yeah, it is. Or Crystalia. There you go. That was that eagle-faced comedian that got replaced by Tig Notaro in Snyder's zombie movie.
Yeah.
Can't be an eagle-faced man nowadays. Cancel culture. Had nothing to do with grooming the teenagers.
It's okay. Bill Cosby got out of jail, so Me Too.
It looks like he got out of prison on a technicality.
From what I understand, and this is my cursory understanding, is During the first trial,
former prosecutor gave him a deal that voided his shit, right?
During the first trial, they made an agreement between the prosecution and the defense that only one previous victim could come and testify. And then during the retrial, they had multiple previous victims come and testify, and the Supreme Court of the state decided that that deal should have applied to the retrial as well, and therefore he got out.
Well, little proof that God exists, and he's hateful, but he loved us today. He took Donald Rumsfeld when he gave us Cosby back. So,
people in the
dance
chat are apparently
for
just
Donald
learning
Rumsfeld.
this. Yeah, Bill Cosby's conviction got overturned today by the Supreme Court of the state he's in.
Oh fuck! I had
It's fucked
Top
up.
Chat on. Yikes. Yeah, but Donald Rumsfeld did perish at the same time, so pretty much exactly at the same time. I think actually Donald Rumsfeld was probably one of Bill Cosby's Horcruxes. I think that's how it worked out. And he got some power, enough power to escape prison. Did anything else happen in the last little bit since we weren't on here? I don't really know. I don't think a lot of news happened.
No.
For my sportsers in chat, Giannis Antetokounmpo broke his, or probably has terrible structural damage in his ACL. So that's what happened yesterday. That's the only thing. I gave a sportser update last time, so I figure maybe I'll add a sportser update from now on.
That's the part of the show that I'm going to tune out, okay?
Okay, well, it only took 2 seconds. I think maybe you can handle it. I got to listen to you being like, at the beginning of this, like, oh, sorry, I had to do my makeup. I don't give a fuck about your makeup.
That was just me explaining why I was a couple minutes late.
I don't care.
Okay.
But you look good today. So.
I did go in depth though.
I like your shirt.
I wasn't like, let me explain the new. And you know what? I even thought about it because I did get new concealer that's really good. But I was like, he's not going to give a shit and he's not going to know what I'm talking about. So I just won't say it.
Or you could, which allows me more breathing room for sportsing. So pick your poison.
I think we should just both never talk to each other again.
Just never share interests that we don't share. That's But how will we know we don't share them unless we share it?
The silence. Eternal friendship silence.
Jake, why don't you have makeup on? Because I wake up like this. Why would you change a thing? With my fucking patchy-ass curly beard thing going on here.
You have character. Okay.
It's character?
Yeah.
I also have a couple you can't really see them on camera very well. There's a couple little gray boys in here somewhere. Like right there. You can't really see very well, but right there is a gray boy.
Oh, I did have another thing happen, by the way.
She wrote.
I went to the first wedding that I've been to since I came out, like last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was excellent. I was like wearing
Whose wedding was it?
A very cute dress.
Name them.
No, I'm not going to name them. It was a friend of Baja's. Very fun wedding. Religious, which is a little funny. But it was a very nice wedding. Not a Catholic wedding, thankfully. I think they were
Catholic ones are really bad.
I believe they were Methodist, but it was a nice ceremony, pretty brief, and the reception was great. So it was a good time. First time I've ever danced in public, and I did
Ever danced in your life in public?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm not a big fan of dancing, but I'll do it.
You're gonna dance at my wedding.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna dance at your wedding. You're gonna dance at my wedding.
Yeah.
That's
Are
how
you
it
gonna
works.
get married?
Probably.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you and Sarah weren't really into.
We don't care about it really, but there's like reasons to do it in America. Okay. So.
Well, I'm excited for that now. I'm sure you're gonna have an awesome wedding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about it before. I thought you'd been part of that conversation before. We actually found a place that we're like, oh, we actually stumbled upon like maybe a venue at one point because we were before it was pre-COVID. We drive around sometimes in like. Just drive in a direction. And we're like, oh, this looks like a cool place to pull off. And there was like a little hiking trail or whatever. We went back there and they'd set up for a wedding. But the wedding was like in the woods. Mm-hmm. And they had like cleared a space out and there was a bunch of trees everywhere. But they had like a little archway. It looked really cute. And next to that, they had like a building with all the amenities and stuff. And it looked like a really cool place to like hang out. It was a very unique situation that was secluded away from like some of the shit. But it wasn't like out in the boondocks. It still had amenities and stuff. It was like kind of a unique little spot. Pretty cool.
Cool.
It will be, of course, if and when it happens, it would be a 4-hour Catholic ceremony, of course. We'll all take sacrament and we'll wear robes or whatever the fuck they do. We'll probably kill a guy like on a cross, a real one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll just.
Is that what I? There was a big cross in the church I was in for the wedding, and I was like,
I mean, if you don't kill a guy in a cross, why did you build the cross?
Yeah,
like that's what they're for. So, yeah. So if anybody wants to be that one, we'll do that. So, what are your thoughts on weddings? What is? Oh, no kids at my wedding. That shit.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to bring your kids. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you just had a kid and you're like one of my closest friends.
What are we talking about? We're talking about weddings, Baja, because I mentioned
the
wedding that we went to, and now we're talking about Jake's potential wedding.
Which is going to involve crucifixion.
Who are you going to crucify?
Well, someone that looks exactly like our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, of course.
What if Sargon grew his hair out? Is he close enough?
He's too big. We need a skinny guy that's got hot abs. Does he have hot abs? I don't know.
Surprisingly, he's in shape, yeah.
Well, I know he's in shape, but does he have hot abs? And he can't grow a beard. I need a man that can grow a beard.
He has a beard now. He grew a beard.
Is it a beard?
Mm.
Right. That's what I said. I need a man. Not some little boy.
Sorry.
Okay?
Baja just said in the chat, oh God, Jake is going to get married? Does Sarah know?
Yeah, it was her idea before mine.
I like the implication that you might secretly marry her, though, without, like...
Like, just spook her with it, be like, hey, will you sign this real quick for the house?
Yeah.
And she does that, and then it's like, you're mine, bitch. Try to get out now. That's when the real gaslighting begins.
Okay, we should probably do something.
We should probably not give away the game too much. You might watch this. Why did someone say Ted Nugent for no reason?
It's always a good time to bring up Ted Nugent.
There's a place I like to get drinks at in Grand Rapids, which is a little hipster town on the west side of Michigan if you're not from here. And they have fried avocado wedges on the vegan menu, and they're called like Ted Nugent's or something like that. And I don't know why.
Did Ted Nugent go there once and he really likes them or something?
I'll check out their menu. I have to tell you exactly what it's called because it's but they're a really good bar. Didn't I take you to? It was the place we went with at Pride.
Okay, yeah, that place was cool.
Yeah.
The barcade
was cool.
place.
Yeah, barcade, but wait, did they change the name? They are now called Avocado Nuggets. I think maybe they changed the name because he sucks.
Good call.
But it used to be called like Ted Nugent's or something. Yeah, it's not on there. I just looked at their PDF. It's not on there anymore. That's weird. I don't know why it would be called that. Yep, they got rid of it though. Avocado Nuggets. Which sounds delicious. I'd eat that. I do vow kiss. I'm more... Weddings to me are about the reception. I don't care about the middle part. But mine would be more fun than that. So. I also know enough people to make it a very interesting, memorable day. So
I don't even want to know how many people are going to be at your wedding. You're too outgoing.
Be a lot.
You know so many people.
Yeah.
I thought Baja and I were literally talking about it, like I think last night, about
be like
who
20 people.
No, she's like a normal human being, so she knows a decent number of people. Her list had like 60 people on it. Mine had like 12. I had like 12.
Yeah, it's a fine wedding. You don't have to have more people. Fine. I probably wouldn't want to have every single fucking person I knew, but I don't know.
Like I only have one friend that isn't in our D&D group. That's it. I have one friend that is not associated with you specifically.
Well, you gotta get out there. You gotta get out there and meet people. You know?
I'm fine. I'm good with the friends I have. I talk to them once a month. It's good.
There is nobody worse at phone than you. And Sarah's really bad at phone.
Yeah. It's a vicious cycle because I never get in contact with anyone, and then no one gets in contact with me because they probably assume I hate them because I never contact them.
Hate? No, that's too strong an emotion.
Okay, maybe they think I'm ambivalent to them.
Yeah, I think that's probably more of what the experience is.
And that's even you've said things like, I'm really not. Believe it or not, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not ambivalent.
Yeah, I don't think you're ambivalent. I think you're terrible at phone. You're on your phone a lot, but you must turn off notifications or something, or you have no compulsion to clear them whatsoever, which I do not identify with.
Which no one messages me. I don't get messages.
If I had messages sitting there for 5 days to you once before. It was like two, maybe 3 weeks ago. There was like 5 days before you answered my WhatsApp stuff.
I don't.
And Alex was like, I think he was talking to you about the house or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I haven't gotten in touch recently.
I talked to Alex like yesterday about phone. It.
Yeah. Good for Alex, by the way. He went to the well, maybe I shouldn't say it. It was not my stream, so he's more of a my stream person than I guess YouTube in general. But Alex is doing some self-care, and I'm proud of him. In whatever way that is. Also, Randy's doing some self-care, so everything's looking up.
How's Randy's move going?
He ended up taking a little bit more time than he was going to initially to not be stressed out and not go quick.
Does he know by when he might be around?
Yeah, I believe July, right? Sarah, July sometime? For Randy? I forgot that you're not listening to the other half of the conversation. Okay, yeah. Because I was just talking about. Yeah, so sometime probably in July, that'd be cool.
Cool.
It's fucking hot in here. If I turn this on, is this annoying? Can you hear this? 1 sec. Okay, now it's gone. Here it comes. Can you hear that?
I can't. I don't know if the audience can.
Is it weird when I talk? Like, does it sound like I have more background white noise now?
Sounds normal to me, but...
All right, dope. I'm keeping it on then. Fucking hot.
I have my air on.
Yeah, yours is on across the room, though. Mine's like 3 feet away from this mic. I think that's it. I think that's all of our stuff. I don't know if we have anything else going on in life. I gave my lawn guy a tip for 4th of July because he's nice. That's it. And I hope he gets really fucking drunk or something. I don't know.
Who's your...
Good for him.
You have a lawn guy that does your
lawn? He's the lawn guy. He came around. He knocked on my door like 2 months ago. And he's like, hey, do you need your lawn done? Because I'm that. And I just started this business. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's do this.
He might... I had a guy like that do my lawn like last year or something once or twice. And then no, it might have even been 2 years ago because there was a while where I was like really broke before I started doing Twitch, so I stopped paying him. Now I kind of want someone to come and offer again because I'm a lazy fuck who doesn't like to do the lawn. Did you see how bad my lawn got like a month ago? Oh, I
haven't driven over there recently.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
This is the earliest I've ever gotten here.
Someone asked if I got a haircut. No, it's just in a ponietail. It's just in a very frizzy ponytail.
Do a top bun. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Yeah. That's all of it.
All right, so what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the Trump thing, or do we want to start with the vegan teacher?
Oh, I think chat should let us know. Do you want us to read? It's not this book, but it will be one of these in the series. That one right there. This one, I believe, is the second or third in the series. That's the first. So we need the official lore of the Donald thing, or we could start with that vegan teacher. Either way, we're doing it right now. Smith Black with $2 dues. Will you invite Doyle, Jake? You'd humiliate him. I will not be inviting John Doyle to my wedding. I will forget about him. I haven't even proposed yet. I gotta do that first, dude. Or Sarah can propose to me, lazy ass. She was supposed to hear that and she didn't say anything. That's okay. She got proposed to in D&D. Does that count?
I don't think that counts.
Fuck. Well, fuck. Oh. Know of a tradition where you have to saw a tree stump? No.
Vegan teacher is killing it right now, so we're probably doing vegan teacher.
Teacher, okay. It is super hot. Yeah, that's true. Like we're all cooking. I think a lot of people saw this meme, but it was both funny and sad. It was like, man, this is the hottest summer I've ever had, like, seen in my life. And it was like, it's also the coolest summer for the rest of your life.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. Really slow, painful deaths, and it's gonna be sad. And the universe will be ambivalent. No one will weep for us.
I don't think we're all gonna die.
Jeff Bezos, you think he'll be hanging out in a bunker somewhere?
Well, I don't think it's gonna come to that. I think we'll have, like, some people live and some don't because of the scarcity of things. Because there will always be people that survive that stupid shit, unless it's terribly catastrophic and they like bomb shit. But,
I think it's that way. I think it's we're gonna have total environmental collapse and everything on Earth is gonna die.
Everything on Earth is gonna die.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Well, that's not how anything works. So. No.
It is if the planet becomes unsustainable and we have like ecosystem collapse.
There are things that live outside of other ecosystems. That's not how ecosystems work. Things adapt and change, and we might die.
Okay, you might have microbes in thermal tubes at the bottom of the ocean.
That is way more than experts predict the catastrophic elements. Like once we are gone, the problem is mostly gone, and then it'd take time to you'd see probably over the course of 1,000 or so years a nice heal.
More than 1,000 years.
More than 1,000 years of things to adapt. I mean, okay, Hannah is not an ecologist or a biologist.
Neither are you, for the record.
No, but I don't think there's a single report that says that all life on Earth is going to die. I don't think that is at all what's going to happen. It will eventually, if the time runs out and the heat, like the sun expands and shit like that.
We're all gonna die.
Well, yeah.
He froze. See, there's the death. That's the death. He died.
That's not. You're just saying. You're just like leaning into some sort of weird thing.
Yeah.
I think we should go to that vegan teacher who is weirder than you to take the heat off of you right now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. If I don't know where to take a bit, I just get weird.
That's how I always do it as well.
All right, let me start the recording. 1 second.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I want to do, Jake?
Talk about that vegan teacher.
What a good sequitur.
You know what I want to do is only eat vegetables forever.
That sounds good. So, for those who don't know who that vegan teacher is, that vegan teacher is...
Wait, is that a vegan that eats fruit too? I said only vegetables.
Technically, I think fruit is a... All vegetables are fruit. So
nothing that provides its own sugars. I only want to eat broccoli, which is the Italian broccoli.
Are you just saying broccoli weird?
Say broccoli, but like it's a Italian American detective. Broccoli.
Okay, so the vegan
Sergeant Broccoli.
The vegan teacher is a vegan who
reporting for duty.
Who is online, who tries to convince other people to become vegan, but she does so in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
I'm fully in support of veganism. Baha, my girlfriend, is a vegan. That's great. She also
legal name Baha.
She also hates vegan teacher because vegan teacher is condescending and does not do a good job at convincing anyone of anything. She's just obnoxious.
Right. I think a caveat before this is a little bit, but so that vegan teacher is kind of well known, especially for TikTok, for being incredibly. She thinks she's being very left-leaning and progressive and like woke, and is advocating for what she believes is a very good thing. And to some extent, I think that's true. I do think veganism is very ethical for the most part. I think there's lots of really good arguments for veganism. I think the diet is becoming more and more sustainable as the sort of, I guess, society sort of adapts around the lifestyle of veganism. Like things become like even just products that you wouldn't because veganism isn't just food. It's also like the products you have in your house and like even the clothing you wear, and to some extent, depending on what you can do, like the types of amenities and stuff you have access to. And so there's plenty of good stuff about that. But she'll do things like write out the N-word in marker and talk about really fucking weird stuff. So she's sort of a loony bin.
She denigrated the LGBTQ community by being like, it's selfish. It coming out as gay or bi or trans or whatever. She's like, that's selfish. Coming out as a vegan, now that's that's selfless because you're helping animals. Sure. Like,
yeah. Doesn't veganism have colonialist connotations? I mean, I guess in a way, not really. I mean, all of our diets adapt over time, and just because during colonial periods in our history, like native populations didn't eat a vegan diet does not mean that a native population couldn't become vegan and still maintain parts of their culture. It's a bigger conversation than that, but I don't think it's inherently colonialist, but I do think like the way she does it is very gentrify and white. So there's definitely I agree with you to some extent. There are some really bad versions of vegan culture that's basically like they're like what's the word, suburban socialists. It's a very similar sort of like, I do like socialism, but I also like, the suburbs and like, the sort of lifestyle that goes with that, and cement and lawns and lack of biodiversity. So like, it's a pretty fucked up thing. Now, is this the one that I had told you about before?
I believe it is. This
okay.
involves.
So I didn't watch this whole thing.
Okay.
I only watched until she finds a fishing pole. So all I know about this video is she's walking in what I assume is a Walmart or similar thing, and she finds a fishing pole and she gets very mad. That is all I know about this video. Do you know anything else about her? Is there anything else you want to add to the preface of this? Because she could be... No. I don't know what's in this video. She could say fucking anything. I don't know what's going to happen.
This will speak for itself. I've seen enough of Vegan Teacher that she'll...
It could be... Yeah, it could be pretty bad for... Surprisingly, I guess. So, I don't know. When you are.
The future's vegan.
Okay, again, anyone can do whatever they want, but if I see someone walking through a Walmart with a selfie stick filming themselves doing a video, especially
it is a selfie stick, of course it is, yeah.
As someone who does online content for a living and has for almost a decade,
yeah,
even I find this shit obnoxious. You're in a store, come on, do your filming at home or in the parking lot. No one else wants to be a part of your video. Stop it.
If you want it, but you gotta change if you want a peaceful world. Guys, this is terrible. Look at this. See this fishing rod? It's designed for a child.
It's a Woody fishing rod.
Woody fishing rod. Look, she's gonna go into like it's really mean to kill fish and stuff, and sure. Like it's but I mean, like, most vegans, even when you ask them, are like, fish are things I don't want killed or factory farmed or anything like that, but it's not on the same level as like a mammal based on like kind of the experience. Like, you can traumatize a pig, you can't probably traumatize a fish. Maybe you can. You can certainly hurt and harm a fish and torture them. And I agree to some extent that I think fishing poles and like the hooks and the lips and stuff, I never liked that as a kid. I thought it was a little fucked up. I don't fish, but I mean, like, if you're just catching a fish and you eat it, I don't have that big a problem with that. No, it's more the factory farmy shit. Like, if you're just catching a single fish. Yeah.
I'm very against the factory farming conditions and stuff like that, but I'm fine with hunting for food. Trophy hunting, I think, is not cool, but like, if you're going out and you are hunting a deer or whatever it happens to be, and you actually put it to use and use all the materials and get it, oh gosh, processed, I think is what the term, and they give you the meat and they use the
Have you
rest
ever done
for other stuff.
anything like that in your life? Did your dad ever force you into one
No,
of these?
my dad is weird in that he's an aspiring country guy. Like, he grew up in the suburbs in Saginaw, and at some point in his life, he decided to move out to the middle of nowhere and buy a pickup truck that he never uses for anything because he's afraid to scratch the truck bed. Like, and he listens to country music, but, like, he only picked that up sometime in the early to mid-2000s.
I don't know if that's more annoying. It is definitely annoying. That's super annoying. But then my dad, like, actually lived that shit. So, like, I have the other side of, like, he wasn't LARPing, he was that. So all the bad shit that comes with that existed. So I don't know. So I have been hunting, and I've been fishing and plenty of that shit. And the worst part about fishing for me would only be like catch and release type stuff. And I know that happens sometimes. If it's something too small, you release it, I guess, as part of the sort of sustainability of the waters and stuff like that. You want to make sure that things grow. But like, there's some people that only go to fish to like catch and release and don't like do it for food. And that rubs me the wrong way from like kind of an ethical standpoint, but it's also just like, what, go do something else, bro. Yeah, I think fishing, I grew up around that. And of all the shitty things that I remember of my dad, fishing was not like that shitty of an experience for me. Hunting was more shitty. I always felt bad for the animals, although in Michigan specifically, the white-tailed deer population needs to be controlled. So at least that's an ethical aspect of it. But because there's this really bad wasting disease, and if they have too much of a population, it spreads too fast, and then they suffer even more. So it's like,
I have gone fishing when I was a kid, and at some point I know I intentionally, whenever fishing came up, because part of my family is pretty, like, outdoorsy and likes hunting and fishing and stuff. Not my dad,
Sure.
but, like, part of that family. So, like, people at events like 4th of July or whatever, when the family would get together, they'd ask the kids, like, who wants to go fishing? I know I would at some point consciously always avoid it. I hate fishing. Ethical
Boring.
shit aside, I find it to be the most boring thing in the world.
yeah,
I don't
pretty
like it, but
Usually,
I don't care.
in my experience, the fishing, because I mean, are you talking about like docks or boats?
Either. I've done both.
Yeah, in my experience, the boat aspect is more of an excuse to like get away from the wives. You know what I mean? Like, a bunch of dudes, and they're all like, let's drink Budweiser and pee off the side of the boat, and like, this does not appeal to me.
No.
I don't know, not a thing. Maybe like good people to hang out with, a little weed and an anchor, and no fishing poles.
Sure.
And just swimming. That'd be fine.
I'm fine with bodies of water. I actually bought my
Ooh.
first swimsuit, like my first lady swimsuit recently. So
A lady swimsuit.
you know what I mean.
Well, I just forgot that you would qualify for that. Like not qualify, like be eligible. I mean, qualify it in your speech. Like, that's a lady swimsuit. It's default now. But yeah, no, I get it from you. That's a big step, actually. That's good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are you gonna wear it soon?
If I get
Did
an
you wear it?
opportunity to go to,
Is it like a one
anywhere.
piece, or is it like you get like a ooh?
No, I did not get a bikini. Holy shit.
I didn't think you would, but I
need
didn't
a-
know if you were.
I would need to lose a lot more weight before I'm comfortable doing that.
Sure,
Don't
but-
roll your eyes, but it's cute.
Whatever.
I like it.
I can be a hypocrite about this. I wouldn't wear a bikini either. Or I don't want to. And jokes aside, I don't like being shirtless.
Oh gosh, what else was I gonna say? Oh, another random thing. Since I talked about the bathing suit, I finally got my court date for my name change, so that's good.
It's weird that that's a court date.
Yeah. Oh, I found
Just
out
stand
another
in front
thing.
of a judge and be like, "Yeah, this is my name now." And
Yeah.
then they go, "No!" And you go, "Yeah!" And then they go, I don't know. What do they say? Is there going to be an objection? You get a lawyer?
I do have to post in the newspaper that I'm changing the name, so anyone can like
You have to
object.
post in the newspaper?
Yep, you have to in the newspaper be like, "Hey, such and such is changing their name on such and such date. This is the court date if you want to come and object."
If anyone objects, I'm going to fucking go in there.
I don't think anyone reads the newspaper, so it's probably fine.
Hey, thanks, Bellum. I love your face, too. I hope you're having a nice day. Thanks for the $5 reduce.
And I also found out another thing, that because of...
Wait, do you want us to go?
You can, yeah, sure.
No, do you want us to?
Sure, that'd be cool.
Okay, well, if you want support, we'll go. Just
Yeah, we can do that, and then maybe get lunch or something after.
I didn't actually think about that. I didn't know that was... I assumed you just fucking put in for it. And then they're like, all right, cool.
Nope.
And then it's done.
This is fucked up.
Stand there?
I only just found this out. So in Michigan, in order to change your gender...
And this isn't just for trans people, right? This is for anybody changing their name? Like, if I change my name to Jack...
You have to go in front of a judge, yes.
Okay, at least as long as it's not targeted. It's still fucking weird, but as long as it's not targeted.
Here's the thing that is targeted.
It is targeted?
For me to change my gender identifier on my birth certificate... I have to get a signed letter from a surgeon saying I have already completed bottom surgery.
Wait. You have to...
You have to get bottom surgery, which
Why?
I'm getting anyway. But there are trans women who don't necessarily want to get bottom surgery.
There's a million types of different experiences of being trans that don't include bottom surgery. That's fucked up, and we should
Michigan State Congress, which is majority
recently?
Republican. I don't know when it was, but that's why.
Is it still a majority Republican right now?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We know what we got to do in 2022, guys.
But
I didn't know that. That is fucked up.
You can get it changed on your ID very easily. Like, I could go to the Secretary of State today and get that done, just because that's not done by the state Congress or state Senate. It's done by the Secretary of State gets to determine that, and the Secretary of State.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Wait. So legally, you could have an ID that contradicts with all your other records?
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of ID? We're not talking about the vegan teacher right now, but that is fucking dumb.
I know, it's silly.
Why did we get there? Fishing.
Fishing.
Okay, this is more unethical than fishing. Anyway, I guess we'll fucking continue. That is a weird thing that happened naturally out of that conversation. Okay. Refocusing. I'm sure we'll unfocus in the next 27 seconds.
A child.
Uh-huh.
A murder weapon. Designed for a child.
Okay,
Look.
we gotta stop. Because technically, this is the net, not the murder weapon. This is the how you catch them. This is not the murder weapon. You want to know what a very common murder weapon would be on a boat where fish
Spear.
happens? No. Maybe in like big water.
Grenade.
Like an ocean. That could be a murder weapon. Do you want to?
I've used it in Red Dead 2. Gun. Shooting fish in a barrel.
Gun would work. Usually, what it is a baseball bat.
People
Or
hit
something-
fish with a
or-
baseball bat.
Or something similar. Well, because you catch them and they flop around, you go BAM! And then you put them in the water or the cooler. Or you could have a live tank, and then later on the bat comes.
I feel like a good tool for that would probably be, what baseball games they sell those little bats that are like this long.
Yeah, no, there was
that'd be-
a small bat. I remember that.
Okay.
Or like a piece of PVC pipe. Blatization, thanks for the 5 pounds. Hannah, you're looking lovely today. I was wondering if you could react to Doctor Who Chud Bolus Trek. That person just beyond belief. I don't know who that
I'm
is.
not familiar with that person. Tweet me a link at Hannah Reloaded, and I'll check it out.
And then some people just like they're in the tank and they just pass out eventually. Which I assume fish asphyxiation isn't terribly painful because of the way asphyxiation works. You just sort of pass out. So I guess that's.
I don't know enough about fish anything to make a claim on that. Sorry, I'm just putting that there so I remember to look it up later.
Okay.
4 years old and over. This is how young we teach speciesism.
Wait, did she? Does that say that, or did she mistake Toy Story 4 for the age? Like, does it say that?
Okay? Hold on. Let me enhance.
Computer enhance.
Is she pointing at the 4, or is she just holding it like that?
It looks like it says ages blank and up on the bottom of the.
I know. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like ages 4 and up or something.
Sure.
I had
she's
one
pointing at the 4. She's literally pointing at the Toy Story 4 sign.
Let's go back and see if she points at it as she says that.
Yeah. Yeah, literally Toy Story 4 is what
Designed
she's
for a
pointing.
child. Look. 4 years old and
Oh no! Does she not know?
Yeah,
Does she not know? I
know.
wouldn't be surprised if it's for. I had a one very similar to this. It was a Buzz Lightyear one that I had when I was a kid. My grandparents took me
shit.
out.
Murder weapon.
My grandparents took me out on their pontoon boat at a lake where they lived at the time.
We should get a pontoon boat.
And the first time I had it, I cast it and I threw it into the lake.
Wait, do you remember like after we recorded like the 3rd episode of TBR, we're like, how are we gonna end this ever? Yeah. And you know what the idea
I
was?
still
You remember it?
Yeah, we're gonna go out in a boat.
I think it's gonna be.
We're gonna go
SS
out on a
boat.
We're gonna go out on SS boat, and we're gonna destroy our Bibles that we use.
I think that should be how it works. I think we should throw them away into the ocean. Yeah, which is pollution technically. Toy Story 4 and up. That's true.
over. This is how young we teach speciesism. That certain animals, it's okay to torture them by taking them out of their home. There's a fishing rod. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us?
That's a good question.
I don't know why. Like, I understand the ethics behind veganism. I don't understand the urgency behind veganism.
Okay, I kind of do. I'm not gonna say I viscerally understand.
Like this urgency? I understand the urgency behind factory farming. This kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because like
this, I think
20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, people or I guess pretty much post World War II, it wasn't that much, but we've been packaging food for a brief period of time. Like food is something that people need to still like find at times. Like food security is not overall, and specifically not like produce. We're not like that, especially for most of the world. And it's only been her generation that started like veganism being viable just recently. Like this isn't like I don't know. Anyway, so the urgency.
I understand when it's like you said, for factory farming, because from
Right,
their
yeah, that makes
perspective,
sense.
it's, and I don't agree with the rhetoric she uses when she compares it to the Holocaust, which she does regularly. But like,
Yeah.
I understand why she's viscerally concerned and angry.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
when you view animals the way she does, and even if I became a vegan or a vegetarian, I still don't think I would probably view animals the same way she does.
Yeah, me either.
She is... I'm trying to do this without being rude, because I really don't want to be rude about this. I feel like she's anthropomorphizing animals to an extent that is unreasonable, and it is causing her a great deal of panic. Now, that doesn't mean I don't recognize the horrible treatment that animals are undergoing. They absolutely are. Animals are getting treated horribly, and I don't think they should suffer before we use them for food. I think if we're going to raise these animals and breed them, we should try and provide them with a relatively comfortable life before their deaths. But I also think she's applying a level of self-awareness to these beings that is not congruent with reality.
Like things like fish. So with pigs and well, especially pigs, like they're pretty goddamn intelligent. Like I definitely agree with people about that. I agree with them about things like SeaWorld, and any other sort of mistreatment akin to that kind of thing, circuses. But just like free fishing, I don't know. Jules of the Stardust Fields of Nebula 9, thank you for the $5 dues. If she was concerned about the environment and the life within it, shouldn't she be using a reusable mask instead of creating more trash? That's not a terrible. It's not a terrible critique. I assume that most of her life is based pretty ethically as far as vegans are concerned.
Sure.
So, like for me, this doesn't. I don't think she's a hypocrite for this. I do think that she is too severe on other people if she's going to do something like that. However, again, I agree with you. I think she's anthropomorphizing that, and I do think it causes her a lot of distress. And like, I think whenever we have a discussion about veganism, it's almost always like, yeah, they're right. But the convenience of it has to be improved quite a bit. because of the way that our lifestyles expect a certain amount of convenience at this point. And I also think
they gotta fix vegan cheese. That's my the
vegan
meat,
cheese sucks.
The meat's gotten pretty good. I could if tomorrow,
the diet stuff can be pretty good.
If tomorrow someone said to me, you have to only eat like Beyond Meat or whatever, happens after Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
Sure, fine.
I can fuck with that.
If someone was like, you can only ever have vegan cheese for the rest of your life, I'd be like, ugh, I guess I'm not eating cheese anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Vegan cheese is quite bad most of the time in my experience.
Yeah. There's some of them that can be pretty good, but I find them to be intense, like real cheesy, like American cheese style.
Okay.
And that's just like it's waxy, and I'm not a big fan of that. But like Daya makes pretty decent vegan cheese. But I don't know. I think this hurts veganism more than it helps it by a long shot. Like I think you get obstinate when you look at someone like this. They're like, a murder weapon. I want to go fishing now.
I agree. She's not, and whenever I cover her on my stream over on Twitch, I always point out, like, she's being the stereotype of the vegan that assholes like to make fun of.
Well, she's clearly like, I don't know.
She's not meeting people. She's not meeting people at their level at all. Like, I understand that she feels this way about the ethics of this, but if you're not willing to look at it from someone else's perspective, like, random Joe Schmo guy who just wants to fucking grill and has never thought about this in his life, like, he is not going to understand what you are saying if you go and you yell at him and you're like, you're a murderer! You're worse than Hitler! Like, he's gonna be like, whoa, you're fucking crazy. If you're gonna try and get people to see animals as ethically equivalent to human beings in terms of what they deserve, then you need to get them to that point. You can't just chastise them into that viewpoint.
I agree. 100%.
It's nuts. If this child tried to pull the tail of a cat, everyone would say, no, don't do that.
Interestingly, that's a fairly recent thing, I found out. Treatment of animals, like cats and stuff and dogs, has gotten much better in the past century or so. Like kids used to fuck with stray animals all the time, and it was just like, oh, you kids.
Oh, yeah.
The idea that you would, like, punish a child for hurting a stray cat, or any cat for that matter, is kind of a new thing.
All of our grandparents probably tortured fucking animals because they're just like, I don't know, the Great War just happened. Let's see what these guns do. Pansexual Pixels, thanks for the $2. Sorry, we don't need to do anything, so I appreciate that. It's fine. Don't feel obligated to send your money this way. We just appreciate it when you do. Yeah, it's hopefully our animals know how good they have it, those privileged bastards.
If they tried to sit on a dog, people would say, no, don't hurt the dog. But when it comes to fish, we say, hey, here's a great idea. Take this in your hand and sit there beside the water and try to kill a fish. Try to kill someone.
This is so different, though, right? Because people aren't yanking on cattails as a form of, like, hunter-gatherer behavior. Yeah. They're not sitting on dogs is a new abuse tactic I've never heard of, but, like, people don't sit on dogs for their meats. But if you shot a dog because you were starving and you needed to eat it, most people would go like, that sucks, and that's rough, but I mean, like, yeah, you had to eat. That makes sense.
She seems completely immune to the idea also that people, based on, like, cultural factors, and not only cultural factors, but just, like, realistic factors of recognizing that different animals are different, that we treat animals differently based on what the animal is and our relation to them. She tends to get mad about, like, oh, you wouldn't eat your pet. Why would you eat a cow? And it's like, well, we live in a culture where that's acceptable, and we grew up in that culture. Right. And I feel
we're all normalized certain things.
And I've talked about this before, too. Like, it's different in other countries. Like, if I went to India, you're not going to be eating beef. So it's just...
But they eat fuckloads of chickens and lambs and all sorts of stuff.
There's other parts in the world where you're not going to find a lot of pork. There are parts of the world where you might find things that we consider pets here in the United States for sale for meat. Like... It's culture. It's culturally contextual how human beings treat other animals.
And just from like a biological perspective, because we are mammals, we see more kinship just from a visceral standpoint, like an animalistic amygdala thing, medulla. like a dog or a pig or a cat or a cow, we feel closer to them. And obviously, cats and dogs have they've co-evolved with us as part of sort of it's not a symbiotic relationship, but it's a shared social growth thing. For 10,000 years we've had these animals around, and it's just different. I don't know, like fish aren't like us, and it's just easier to do things that aren't like you. Like, for instance, I think it's easier to be really grossed out by like tentacles trying to reach up and touch you from the sea than it is being grossed out by like a bunch of cats running into the room and touching you with their tails. Like, but that's not really a terribly different thing. It's just still a limb that they have, and it's not really doing anything to you. Or I guess something with like a, is it prehensile, where it can grab you like a bunch of little monkeys or something. It's not terribly different, but I don't know. Like, we just identify differently with different animals. It's just strange that she doesn't seem to understand.
They never did a single thing wrong to you, but hey, go ahead.
What if a fish killed my parents?
Your dad's Jonah.
Try to murder them. Killing a fish is the equivalent of somebody taking you and shoving your head under the water.
I don't think those are morally equivalent things. I put human
Being
life
baptized.
above. I put human life above that of a fish. I guess she doesn't.
I do as well.
And you're flailing around, desperate to grab some air, gasping for air. That's what we do. We teach kids that it's okay to do the opposite of that to fish, which is them being out of the water and dying. A slow, painful death.
That's why you hit him with the bat.
I've literally never seen anyone just leave a fish out in the air. It's probably, it happens, I'm sure, but mostly, actually, I have seen it. But every time it was like kids, like not knowing and understanding like how fish live, like a goldfish or something. I've never seen an adult fish, and just like, because they flop around, and it's like, you don't want that shit. Even if it's just selfish, even if it's just like, I don't want this fish flopping around. Yeah. They're not done like that. And live tanks are usually more common because they stay fresh before you can process them. So
sure, like I have a cousin who hunts. He's a friend of my dad. He's kind of a dick in a lot of other ways.
No,
but the way I've seen him treat animals, and he's a hunter. He used to use our backyard to hunt because we had a nice area for hunting at the time. So he turned a tree into a tree blind, and he would hunt during hunting season in our yard. He had a lot of respect for the animals that he hunted, and I know Vegan Teacher would be like, what do you mean he had respect? He fucking killed them, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, like...
I experienced that as well. A lot of hunters are like that.
He shot the animal, and then if the animal didn't die, you know, he'd want to put it out of its misery as quickly as possible, and then he used the meat, like, for the next year. He'd use up that meat, and he'd give it to people and stuff. Like, he had a lot of respect for that. And when he went fishing, same thing. He had respect for the animals he was hunting, even though he's hunting them. I think the issue is people who have disrespect and treat animals that they're eating like they're not alive, rather than just outright, you know, no one should ever eat meat, ever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. Is she also anti-pet?
No, she has a dog that she feeds.
A dog?
Vegan. Yeah.
At least, he can eat meat. Well, I said he because I was thinking about my dog.
It is a guy.
It's a guy dog. We asked. Dogs can have vegan diets to some extent, like they have crude protein, but cats, some vegans have cats that they try to do, and that's really bad because they're obligate carnivores. So please don't do that.
Yeah.
Sick. And then we look at this. Toy Story. So this is like Disney that's promoting this now?
Cowboy. He herded cattle. That's his job. And why did he herd cattle? Like,
I don't know if it's
one of the characters is a pig.
I don't know if it's canonically established if Woody from Woody's Roundup actually did cattle stuff. He saved the town mostly.
Was he I guess he was a sheriff.
He was a sheriff, yeah. He's a sheriff who's dressed like a cowboy because reasons.
Venom Gaming, thanks for the $5. Hunting is all about respect between the hunter and the hunted. If you don't respect the animal, it's not hunting. It's just warped form of sport. I would tend to agree with that. I do think there's intent involved with that. I mean, I watched of all the bad things my dad did, he was not cruel to animals in that. Although he was cruel at sometimes to some animals, like he would shoot raccoons and shit, which I thought was fucked up because he thought they were pests. But like with fish and like the hunting and stuff, he definitely is a person that I thought, even now, and I'm very biased against him, I don't think he was terribly cruel to animals he hunted or fished. In fact, I remember him specifically doing this really weird thing that he thought was funny, and it isn't not funny, I guess. It's kind of a cute thing to do to a kid, I guess. But when he would catch fish that weren't big enough, he would give them a kiss on the lips and send them back into the water as a sort of like an apology thing. Sure. And also like, we respect it. And it's not going to help the fish, but it was kind of like this, it kind of encapsulated sort of the mentality of like, we respect this and we don't abuse it, and these waters are good for us, and this is good for everyone that lives here, and we want to try to do that. So, a lot of bad things he did. I don't think hunting or fishing is one of those things I would put on.
I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you. Oh, and look at here.
Bow.
This one too.
Is that a bow?
Look at that.
Or is that a no?
No, it's another fishing pole.
Oh, well, for some reason I looked away to chat for a second, looked back, and I thought it was Merida, but no, that's the Frozen 2.
The girls' version.
The girls' version, yikes.
Wow, that's not very woke of you, vegan teacher. You telling me a little boy can't want a fishing pole based on Frozen 2? How dare you?
You know what I thought? I immediately thought ice fishing rather than just fishing.
Okay, sure.
The girls' version of a weapon. Here you go.
I just don't agree with calling a pole a weapon. It's not a weapon.
Insane.
You could call it a booby trap.
I'd call it a tool.
A trapping mechanism, a tool, yeah.
Yeah.
You can even call it a cruel tool. I'm fine with that. It's a hook and it hurts them. I'm fine with that. Provide cruelty to it, but it's not a weapon. You're not killing anybody with the pole.
I'm fine with trap, because you are baiting it and trying to get it to eat the thing. A spear is arguably a weapon.
Yeah.
Fishing pole,
so
not
is the
so
baseball bat. Certainly not this.
Do you people not see how nuts that is? You want your kids to be nice, loving human beings. But we have this crap in the stores. When is the last time you spoke out against it? What are you waiting for? Stop. You teach kids, some of you, to be nice to butterflies.
Oh.
Why?
Would you be nice to a butterfly?
Why
No, I run away from butterflies. I don't like butterflies.
don't you teach your kids to kill butterflies?
You know what's great? We went to the zoo. This is related. We went to the zoo, and we saw a bunch of cute little animals. We saw the red pandas. They were cute. We saw. I tweeted this. We saw the. I think the chimpanzees were eating poo-poos.
I saw your tweets about that. Those made me laugh so hard.
They were all pooping at the same time, and they were all going for their poopy and eating. And
your commentary was just so fucking bad. It was so good.
But the one thing that they did not have that I was desperate to send to you, they did have a butterfly house, and I was going to walk into that butterfly house and just take a video smiling maniacally and looking around while surrounded by butterflies. It was closed. It was closed, so you didn't get tortured. So, but I was going to, if I did that, I was going to probably have to buy you a souvenir or something.
Why would you have to buy me a souvenir?
Because you were traumatized by butterflies like a weirdo.
I don't think I'd be traumatized by you filming a video of butterflies.
Yeah, but it was a little mean, but it was still hilarious.
What? Oh, some of you do? Oh, fantastic. Good job. What do you all
Now she's being indignant about the people that agree with her.
Hey, let's climb up that tree and let's get the eggs and just fucking smash them. Who gives a shit, right? After all, you eat eggs? What's the difference?
Wait, what? Vegans eat eggs? What vegans is she talking at?
I don't think she's talking about vegans. I think she's just talking about...
Wait.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, who's this video for? Her.
Mm-hmm.
Do people climb into trees to steal like eggs?
I'd hope not. I don't think they'd taste very good.
The last person I can recall that climbed into a tree to steal eggs was the old prospector from the Buster Scruggs anthology, and he climbed to the eggs.
One day, do you like eggs?
I love eggs.
If I bought us a collective ostrich egg, would you make a giant omelet for all of us?
Yeah, I've never had an ostrich egg.
Because they sell those. Apparently it tastes a lot like chicken eggs if you make like an omelet out of it.
I'll make a fucking huge omelet, yeah.
Okay. You need like a hammer to crack it.
I have a hammer. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll cook a fucking ostrich egg. Hell yeah.
I'll consider
that sounds wild.
I think it's like $60 to buy an ostrich egg.
How often do ostriches lay eggs?
I don't know.
Is it as often as a chicken?
Those
are pretty big eggs, right? They're like
how often do ostriches lay
keep
eggs?
The shell? Yeah, I think you're supposed to like trepan it and then dump it out, right? Like mix it up inside. Ostriches do not lay eggs throughout the year like chicken.
They have a specific breeding season that starts in June, July every year, and the birds will lay one egg every second day. So it's ostrich egg season.
Let's do it. We'll have one for it's July. Let's have one for like 4th of July. Okay. We'll have an ostrich egg omelet. That's the weirdest goddamn freedom feast ever. Hell yeah.
Speciesism is a disease. Humans are a disease on this planet. We need to grow hearts. We need to start giving a shit. We need to stop this insanity. Don't eat
Every
fish.
time I'm about to agree with her, she ruins it.
No.
Don't steal eggs from chickens. Don't steal baby cows from their mothers and murder them. Don't steal wool from sheep. Don't steal.
The sheep.
No.
Because if you don't shear sheep, it fucks them up. Have you seen what it looks like when you don't shear sheep?
They get very unhealthy. You need to shear sheep.
And you could argue.
I guess you could throw away the wool if you want.
I imagine some of this is due to selective breeding, but like it is what it is at this point. If you don't shear a sheep, it hurts the sheep. Yeah. Like you can't not shear sheep at this point, otherwise they'll die.
This is like so. These are all pictures, I assume, of sheep that got away, and then they shear it all off, and they're so much happier because of the way they grow and the way they've been bred forever to be good at growing wool. Like you just can't. And I don't think do sheep even have like bad lives? Like, don't they just wander around and get shaved and eat food?
I think so. I would imagine at some point in their lives, maybe they
get slaughtered at the end, maybe?
Possibly, but in terms of like...
But sheep's milk is a thing, too, that you can have, and so you'd want, like...
In terms of livestock, they probably have it pretty
sheep
decently.
Are probably okay. I'd say most, especially nowadays when people are like, please be nice. Duct Tape Madman with $5, thank you very much, says, drill at the bottom of the ostrich egg, and you can clean and keep the egg. So there you go. So the way I've seen it is someone you get a hole in the ostrich egg in some way, so the bottom makes sense, or technically the top, right? Because I feel like it comes out small side first. Anyway, you drill it and then you scramble it while it's still in the egg and sort of pour it out like a coconut.
Okay.
And then you can keep because it's a pretty resilient shell, so you could keep that and polish it.
I saw someone did a YouTube video where they made a whole giant omelet with an ostrich egg, and they also did what's it called? Eggs in a basket or something. They took like a whole loaf of bread and hollowed it out and did the... I forget what it's called. It's basically an egg cooked in bread, more or less.
Oh, egg in a hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
really
good
good.
Shit. Love it. I've had it before. You should have it. If you eat dairy, you should eat veal. Veal is a byproduct of dairy. I don't like veal. You ever had it? I'm not a fan of it. I don't really fuck with beef a lot, though. I know you eat more burgers and shit like that than I do. And
not
even
as much
so, like
anymore, but
I think the Impossible is way tastier. I like it a lot more.
Yeah.
Than beef. Like, and I don't eat steaks very often. I don't really. I had veal parmesan once, and it was fine. It was just like,
okay,
not worth it. Certainly not worth a dead baby cow.
Sure.
Not interested.
You know what's weirdly really? Have you had pheasant? I'm a big fan of pheasant.
I have had pheasant. Yeah.
I like pheasant.
Pheasant's good. I like all sorts of birds.
Yeah.
Birds are tasty. But again, like I try to buy, if I buy chicken or something, I try to buy something that like is at least rated well, rather than just like Walmart brand chicken. Here you go. He cut their beaks off at birth. Like,
Sure.
that ain't it.
Would you go into the store and just start stealing stuff randomly? No?
Yes.
Why not?
Because
What?
I'm a leftist.
Stealing
I
is
can.
wrong. That's right.
No, it's not.
So why is it...
Wait, why is stealing wrong? Wait. That's not true. That's not true. You
Are
can
you
steal
going to try
some
and
stuff
have a
ethically.
philosophical debate about what is ethical to steal?
I'm not gonna try. I'm just saying, like, I mean, that's just like a weird. That's just a weird argument for a vegan, like, to make. Is that stealing's always wrong? It's like, buddy, I don't know about that one.
I had a friend in high school who got caught stealing insulin because she couldn't afford insulin, and it was either they were going to charge her or she had to pay 10 times what it was worth in the first place. Yay, America!
Steal the fishing pole, cowards, says Bella. Do it. Get it off the streets. It's a weapon.
Kids to steal the lives of animals. They
If fishing poles were weapons, they'd be giving them to the police.
have nothing. They have no objects. Just think about
Wait,
it.
what?
They are in the water, minding their own business, just having a life, not hurting
Why do they-
anybody. And you're gonna
why do
teach
they need
a kid
objects?
to kill them or to hurt them. The worst is that you actually think
Wait.
that this doesn't hurt. Some kids are taught.
Hold on. Wait. If fish had material wealth, it would be more ethical to kill them? I don't understand that. That's really weird.
Eat the rich fish?
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead and put a hook into someone's mouth. Rip through the skin there. Rip right through.
That's
And then just
super
rip
high
it
level
out.
kink
Oh,
play.
the fish is fine. Just throw it back in the water. Like, oh yeah? How would you like it if somebody did that to you? Put a hook through you here.
I probably wouldn't be a fan. Just putting it out there. I probably wouldn't be a fan.
Not a huge fan.
No.
And just picked you up and threw you. Just threw you away. And I'm like, oh, you'll be fine. Really? How long does it take that wound to heal? How long does it take the...
That's actually a good question. How long does it take for fish to heal
From fishing.
from hooks?
Hook?
An interesting fact is that the
48
study,
hours?
the
Wait.
line cut treatment had 45.5% of fish that expelled the hook from their throat after 48 hours and 10
Oh,
days.
that's way different.
Okay. Heal quickly,
Wait,
but only if aquarium fish.
These are different questions being answered right now.
If the hole is minuscule, is muscle tissue, he says, then there probably is less risk of mortality than if the hole is near an organ, such as the stomach, eye, or gills. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Wait. I'm confused. People leave their hooks in fish when they release them? Who does that?
I
You
don't
take
know.
the hook back. That's what the hook is for. I've never heard of anybody leaving the hook in.
I haven't either.
the fish to get over the trauma? How long before the fish can eat normally? It's fucked up. Leave animals alone. Leave them off your plate. Don't pay people to murder them, to rape them into existence. This is what we do.
That's what she calls animal breeding. Not good.
We take sperm from males, from bulls. You know that we people touch them inappropriately.
The way she describes this is so funny.
Yeah.
I've seen documentaries where they show how they do this. They have basically industrial fleshlights that they use on the bull, and they jerk off into the container, and it collects the seed, and then they impregnate the females with the seed. It's not what she is describing it as. Let me put it that way.
I mean, it can be fucked up. It does lead to further problems, like continually being pregnant to increase milk production and shit like that.
Oh, sure.
But like, Jesus Christ! Please don't equate it to something much more worse than that.
Masturbate them. Take the sperm and put it into females. It's called rape.
Why is she like this? No!
That is the definition. We touch them inappropriately, the males and the females. And then we put the females back into the cycle of violence all the time after we steal her babies from her and steal her milk. Don't steal. Don't steal fish out of the water away from their families. Don't steal chickens. Don't steal their eggs.
Family?
Don't steal milk from baby cows. Be kind. Has nothing bad ever happened to you in your life? Do you not understand pain and suffering? Don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt the animals. It's not that hard, people. It takes nothing from a human.
Somebody got the shitty cart.
Nothing away
You can
from
hear
you
it.
To be kind to
The one where one of the wheels is like off the ground. A little bit.
Oh god,
Oh
the
shit!
an
Oh god,
employee's
the poor employee is like, oh fuck, I'm walking out.
and
Look,
she's
that's
replacing a fishing pole. A fishing
That's
pole
six-
got returned or something.
Shit. And this right here is the moment you notice the selfie stick, the specific frame you pause at. It's perfect timing. Good job.
This is moments before disaster.
Start now.
Oh good, she left her alone. That's good.
Christ. Don't you know that you're putting a murder weapon on the shelves? Is she keeping the last 20 seconds of this for more ads for her own thing? That seems ethical.
God, what was the one where she walked around the grocery store? This segment's
I
already
don't know.
long enough as it is. I didn't think we'd go
Yeah.
this long on this. But God, there was such a funny clip from it. It's whatever. I wish she'd not be the way she is. Cause like,
Yeah, she's not wrong. In like 30% of her message is like, yeah, I get it. And then the rest of it is just fucking bananas. Oh god, she's gonna lose it.
This is
60
the
minutes
one-
this we can't do.
No. I'll just real quick. Let me show you a couple
Okay.
clips.
A pig.
By the way, who buys that
Died,
shit?
Screaming in terror. This is someone's ribs. Their ribs. Feel your ribs right now on your chest. Feel the bones on your chest. Someone's ribs.
Okay, I'm not saying this to be shitty. It's not a ironic thing. I had ribs the other day, and they were super tasty. And this re-upped my desire for dead flesh. And that is
no matter what your
the opposite.
religion or your race, to becoming
It's literally just 16 minutes of her looking at shit at the store at like
What's that?
Costco.
Is that potato salad?
which makes them not vegan.
Hell yeah. That's true, they're not vegan. Eggs in there and stuff.
Is terrible.
Yeah. Oh,
The dairy
jeez.
industry takes baby boy cows away from their mothers and murders them,
Oh, you can see it.
turns them into
yeah.
veal, and then steals their milk and makes cheese out of it.
She says
Don't
milk?
buy cheese.
This is we're gonna get the money shot. This is my favorite.
Okay, money shot. Oh jeez. Oh no.
What the
Oh,
fuck
God.
is this?
Oh fuck.
Just the way she says it.
She's been in the store before,
it
right?
sounds like she genuinely is unfamiliar with the concept of a lobster tank. It's just so genuine, her distress.
I've never.
What the fuck is this?
I'm not a fan of lobster tanks. I think it's fucking weird, but like, Jesus.
This is my new ringtone.
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
Why do you have live animals here? This is torture.
I just work here. What the fuck? This is a very similar energy to the you know that guy on TikTok that's very striking
It's
looking.
terrible. You're torturing.
That is like, there are no coincidences, and the lady screamed.
No, I haven't.
How did you avoid that? It went viral all week.
I don't know.
Oh well, everybody in chat, you should know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
These animals. Terrible. This is a crime. Who would do this to anyone? Look at them, they're still alive. Why are you torturing them like this? You could eat anything else.
The employee is just like, God damn it.
I get paid almost minimum wage to be here.
Costco
lady.
actually pays pretty well, apparently, so he's probably
still, it's like this is the broader problem here is not people that eat food. It is or that eat animals for food. It is capitalism.
fine. Sure.
That's the broader problem. Well, I mean, it literally is. It's just like.
So that's the vegan teacher. She's very funny. Here's a new video. Russell Brand, you need to be tougher on Ben Shapiro.
Russell Brand went on the Ben Shapiro thing to talk about his spirituality.
Is Russell Brand a chud now?
No, I don't think so. I think Russell Brand thinks in his head that if I'm kind to Ben Shapiro, maybe he will be kinder, because that's kind of Russell Brand's shit.
That's very, very naive of him.
It is. It is. I watched some of the talk and was like, I don't know, is this guy going to say some fucked up shit? But nah, he was just kind of being a hippie. But he was being pro spiritual, which is what Ben Shapiro really wanted out of him, and it was weird. Russell Brand believes in Great Reset. I don't know in what way that manifests in his brain. I didn't hear him talk about that. Chud Light. I don't think he's a chud that, like, he doesn't come out. Okay, so he might have bad opinions. I don't think he's like out here doing stuff, unless he is. And I haven't seen him. But most of the stuff he's doing is like hippy dippy shit. That is just like
there are sort of
worst. It just doesn't like help anybody.
There are weird new age chuds. Like yesterday, I watched. They're part of a cult called Love Has Won. I don't know if you heard about them. They mummified their leader a while back.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
Will you guys mummify me when I'm dead? Because I'm sort of a cult leader now.
Anyway, they're like new age hippie dippy bullshit too, but they're also into the QAnon stuff, and they want Trump back as president. So like, it's getting weird out there.
Yeah, Russell just seems like a guy that went through a lot of addiction issues and is trying to find a way on the other side of that to stay grounded, and he's into some shit. But he doesn't sound like terribly problematic in general. He could be. I could be missing it. I don't watch a lot of Russell Brand, admittedly. Jurga? Fjurgen? Is that how you say your name? Thanks for the $5 reduce. This is my first time being able to catch a live stream. Love you guys. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. He somehow fucked Katy Perry. I mean, Katy Perry probably fucked him back. I don't know. That's probably mutual. M the Ambassador, thanks $5 reduce as well. The only thing I remember about Russell Brand is that he voiced a rabbit in that Shat Jelly Beans. Oh. I remember him from Get Him to the Greek.
Not Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but the spin-off movie.
Yeah, I like Getting to the Greek better. Get Him to the Greek is like actually kind of a good movie.
This is the most offensive opinion you've ever expressed to me, that you like Get Him to the Greek better than Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, I do. Because I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a little like, I don't think the main character is actually terribly like a decent person.
I don't think that's
looking back on it.
I don't think that's necessarily the point, though. I don't know.
Well, sure. I just like the whole thing is like a really like lots of jealousy and toxicity, and it's just a weird thing. Well, and then Get Him to the Greek, it Russell Brand's character specifically teaches the main character how not to be that way, and that's good. I like that.
All right, so that's this hour-long talk on the vegan teacher and other
We
random
talked for
shit.
an hour about
We talked
her?
for an hour about her.
Well, alright. Okay, I guess that's what we do. Is that the end of the video then?
It is. This is the end.
Finger weapons.
Okay.
Um,
Numero uno.
Numero uno. Oh, I wanted to just while we're setting up for the next the Donald Trump thing here. So the Chauvin federal thing was on recently, and he got sentenced to further time, which is a good thing. And my mom was watching it and texted me about it, and she is a little wokey now.
Okay.
Look at her go. She's doing so well. She had all the right opinions without me having anything to do with the conversation. She just has the correct opinions about it, and that's super nice. That was super. She texted me like ranting about it, like I really hope those other motherfuckers go down for this too. They watched a man get murdered and tortured, and this is terrible. And like it's only because he was black, and like she's going about all these things, and like police shouldn't have the power they do. They're fucking assholes. Yeah, it was good. I shared it on Twitter a little bit, and she also calls me Pookie in it, which is cute. That's my nickname. Anyway, that was just a little shining light about how one of our parents did a good thing.
That's good. Your mom has to be really good. She has to make up for my parents both being them.
You can hang out with my mom if you want.
It's fine.
You don't want to hang out. You don't want to hang out with like. She'll only smoke every 15 minutes.
If it was weed, maybe.
She was here earlier today. She's like, I'm gonna head out with Darwin in the backyard and have a cigarette because she doesn't smoke in my house. And then she went out a second time, and she went out a third time, and it was all in the course of like 45 minutes waiting for her sisters to show up. It was like,
Wow.
a lot of fucking cigarettes, bro. That's a lot of fucking cigarettes.
That's not good.
Not Pokey, Pookie. Don't fucking call me Pokey. That's like a nickname for a jail. I
It's
think,
like
right?
how my mom. This is worse because she would be driving too. Hey, surprise! She got 2 DUIs last time I checked.
No.
She just walked around with a oh gosh, what are they called? Not a fifth. I don't maybe a half pint or a pint. Probably a pint of like Smirnoff vodka in her purse at all times, and when people weren't watching, she.
Wow. When people weren't watching.
Yeah.
But you saw her, so.
I knew it was in her purse, and I knew she did it, and I'd seen her do it. So.
Oh. Pookie and Mom. There you go. You corrected yourself. You're damn right I'm Pookie. My brother's nickname is Doo-Doo, though. That's worse. It's hilarious to me. I always used to make
She
fun
calls
of him.
your brother Doo-Doo?
Well, both of them did, but yeah. Doo-Doo. I don't know why. That just means shit, bro. He made fun of me a little bit once in front of people that I could be made fun of. Because he went to the same school as I did for a little while. He's only 3 years younger, so we were technically in the same school for like a brief moment of time, and then he ended up switching schools. But he tried to embarrass me by calling me Pookie or something. I was like, your name's shit.
Our mom calls you Doo-Doo.
Mom calls you shit, bro. And then that was the end of that. He did beat up. You remember Dave?
Yeah.
Dave, you remember Dave? Dave was picking on him once when we were really little kids, and my brother beat him up. It was fucking hilarious. He took Dave's backpack and like ripped it over the top of his head, and then like pushed him over. It was fucking hilarious.
Remember that
It was great, 'cause
time
my
Dave
brother was a
punched a
little string
hole
bean.
in your mom's house's wall? Because didn't
Just
someone
someone-
slap his sister or punch her?
Close fisted punched his sister in the face.
What was the reason for that? I forgot.
Someone was
It was
smoking in my mom's house.
This was
during
at
a
your
party.
birthday party.
Someone was smoking in my mom's house. His name was Curtis. Someone was smoking in my mom's house.
I remember him. Yeah.
And she was like, no one's supposed to smoke in the house. And he said something to the effect of, well, fuck you. She's like, no, fuck you. And he got aggressive and like punched her. And so Dave was like, I'm gonna fucking find this guy. Granted, the broader context of that is that she was always like a big dick to everybody. and so she was already frustrating, and then he was inebriated on top of that and finally pushed his buttons. Not justifying it, I'm just saying that like she wasn't just like this innocent girl in the situation that got abused. It was like a back and forth, and then he got violent, and then
It was an aggravated assault as opposed to
Yeah.
just an assault.
yeah, I mean, in far as for kids, it wasn't, it was kids being
Yeah.
kids, but yeah, no, he wasn't justified. I'm just saying he was
Mhm.
the broader context of that, and she was no angel, but and they were just in my house as friends, I mean, and then he apologized profusely later when he was not drunk, but and then I think he got beat up a little because in the Midwest in the middle of the woods you cannot hit a girl,
Yeah.
no matter how archaic that may be. It is not an okay thing. I think he got a little look. I wasn't part of that. I was puking, so
Yeah, everyone was asking you to do shots. And
Right
you
now?
did shots at the
I thought you
party.
said chat. I was like, I'm not doing shots right now, chat.
No,
Yeah. Because
everyone was
doing
asking
my
you to do
birthday.
shots on your birthday, and you did
That's the
them
most I
with
drank
all
by
of
far.
them.
I did a shot with every person that asked. I took like 20 something shots. That's too many. I would never do that again. I'd rather take that many bong rips and throw up than take that many hits or drinks. That's too many. All right, buddy. Yeah. There you go. How come we don't have any mods here? There you go. Bella. Boom. I thought we had other mods here. I guess not. I'm just adding some people that are mods on my channel. Doink. Some of you will find that you have been modded. Deal with it. I trust you. There you go. There's some moderators. I forgot that we had to curate this channel as well. It's my fault. So, I think we're ready for the last bit of content here.
Okay, let me record. I hereby declare by my satanic powers the beginning of this stream,
Stream?
episode, whatever.
Sure. We've already been streaming for some time.
They don't know that if they're watching this later on YouTube, though. They have to feel special. This YouTube video is for them specifically.
Oh. Well, they're not. So, your satanic powers? We glossed over that. What?
Don't worry about it.
You have satanic powers now?
So, anyway, we're gonna read a book today, kids. It's story time. Unfortunately, I don't have a drag queen here for the story hour. I guess I'll have to suffice.
I can do some drag real quick. I'll keep introing. I'll
Do you have a boa? It might help. I have a boa somewhere. Anyway. So, this is a book written by Eric Metaxas and Tim Raglan. This is called Donald Drains the Swamp. This fine piece of literature is sold on the MyPillow website. And it's basically Trump propaganda. I cannot tell genuinely if this is really for kids. Like, if you're a MAGA person and you have kids, are you going to read this to them? Because it's like a 60-page, picture book. This would take longer than right before bedtime, probably, to read them. Or is this just more satire of like, haha, here's the story of how great Donald Trump is, but in a children's book format? Either way, we're going to take a look. Wow, okay, I just looked. You look like, you don't look like an anime protagonist, but you look like the friend of the anime protagonist.
Oh no! Don't get into the mecha. Your dad said that you couldn't, but I'm the only one that can do it now. They're attacking the base. That's loosely Gundam. Well, you don't think I'm pretty or what? Hold on.
You're
I'm gonna do both
lovely.
sides. I'm gonna do both sides. It looks more like you know what this really looks like? It just looks like I have a gay mullet. This is just a gay mullet. I'm not even in drag. This is just. I'm just an effervescent bear So, anyway,
So this is
Donald Trump would hate this.
This is Donald Drains the Swamp. It's rated M for MAGA. It says
Certainly
that.
not mature.
I'm not making that up. It's rated M for MAGA. And this offends me. What does it say? Hold on. The true heir to the Far Side's Gary Larson. Now, I don't know if anyone is a fan of the Far Side comics. They're pretty clever. They're good. I have a complete collection somewhere around here of the Far Side comics. The fact that they're comparing this to the Far Side comics hurts me. So, let's check it out.
Donald is going to be in his full caveman attire, which is how you want your presidents.
Let's see if I can show this to the camera appropriately, and I'll, of course, put it close to the camera at the end of each page. A long, long time ago, there was a kingdom where everyone lived in caves. So they called them cavemen.
That's how caves work. They're boulders that we carve the middle out of. That's true.
I've seen the Flintstones, okay. I know how this works.
Uh-huh.
But the king of all the cavemen went to live in a white castle in the middle of a swamp,
Like
far,
with the
far
sliders?
away.
The place with the sliders?
Yes, the place with the sliders. He really likes the onion and the little pickles.
I like the onions and little pickles too.
So because he never saw or talked with the people he ruled, he forgot about them, and all people were sad. Can I just appreciate and thank them for not making this a Barack Obama caveman, because they could have so easily made this Barack Obama caveman, and I'm glad they didn't.
So who was that supposed to be? The King of England?
I think it's just supposed to be generic president, bigwig.
White Castle is the White House.
Deep state, yes, the White Castle's the White House.
So why do they have cavemen and
a monarchy?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say fiefdoms, but yeah, that.
It's all the same thing. It's all in the past. Everything in the past is all the same, and everything now is different.
Okay.
Among them lived a famous caveman named Donald. Donald loved to build caves. In fact, everyone wanted a cave built by Donald. This is an accurate physique to what Donald Trump looks like in real life, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
So
correct.
this is real estate mogul Donald Trump, obviously. A very successful landowner that a lot of people want to live in his buildings. That's true, lots of them. And
they know he doesn't. Yeah, I'm sure.
no, he builds them. No, he builds them with his hands.
His company's like a real estate company. They buy property and lease it.
No, he makes them just like the peanut guy.
Okay.
Jimmy Carter, that's the one, the peanut guy.
One day, a group of people came to Donald. They were very upset. Come in, Donald said. Have a seat. What's on your mind?
On my golden nugget.
He has a gold rock because
he has a gold throne at home.
He's classy, like the real Donald Trump.
It's the best goddamn rock I ever saw.
The king has forgotten all about us, they said. Donald nodded. I've noticed. We tried to talk to the king, but the creatures who live in the swamp take up all his time. We try to get his attention, but they always stop us. Would you talk to the king and ask him to help us? I could try, he said. But you'll have to get past the swamp creatures. They're slippery and scaly and slimy. I think I can handle them, Donald said. Maybe I'll wear gloves. He is.
Why?
Look at how ginormous his hands are.
But why is he wearing gloves?
Those are some meaty fucking hands on that guy.
Those are his man paws.
Those are girthy fingers.
Well, yeah. How? I mean, he's not gonna grope you with little fingers. This is obviously not to scale in real life, in which he has very tiny hands, but it's fine.
So, the next
That's where
day,
dinosaurs hang out.
Donald traveled to the edge of the swamp. The first swamp creature he met was a lobbyosaurus. Hello, Donald said. Hello, said the lobbyosaurus.
A lobbyosaurus.
I need to speak with the king, Donald said. The people he rules over need his help.
It's not the greatest you've ever done.
I know, I'm trying to focus on holding the book at the same time. It's difficult.
Holding a book and doing
I
Donald
can't
Trump
do
voices.
it without a gesticulation. Like I can do it out here. I can say, I am the president, okay? Sleepy Joe, he has, Sleepy Joe has stolen the election from me, your rightful president, okay? Him and China have worked together to undermine democracy.
It's deteriorating, but there were some sweet spots in there.
You know, maybe it's like my curse is lifting. Ever since Donald Trump left the presidency, I'm not seeing him talk as much, so slowly my ability to mimic him is leaving me. It's for the best, honestly. It doesn't work that way, said the lobbyosaurus. The king only helps those who live in the swamp. That's the way it's always been. Would you like to live in the swamp? Maybe I can arrange something. No thanks, said Donald. I don't care for the swamp. How rude, said the lobbyosaurus. You should be more diplomatic. I'm very sorry, said Donald. I don't like you very much either.
What?
The
So who's
Lobbysaurus
this book for?
Again, I don't know. I can't tell
Is a
if
kid
it's...
going to be enraptured by this West Wing
I don't know.
episode, but with dinosaurs?
Donald then tries speaking to the other swamp creatures, but they were all the same. Sad. It just ends with one-word sentence. Sad.
They were just sad?
Yeah.
So he's walking away looking sad, though.
Like, I think this is Mitch McConnell. I think this is
That's
supposed
Mitch
to...
McConnell.
Because
The
he's
turtle?
like a turtle, yeah.
Hmm.
I think this is supposed to be Chuck Schumer
Yeah.
with the
Where's
glasses.
Nancy Pelosi?
I think this is supposed to be Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, so who's the...
I can't tell who these two are supposed to be.
Okay.
Donald went back to see his friends. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Donald said, but it's even worse than I thought. What do you mean? Everyone asked. I mean, we're gonna have to get drastic, he said. How drastic? Donald looked them in the eyes. We've got to drain the swamp, he said.
With his... Are they gesticulating like he gesticulates?
I think so. It's him doing like, we have to drain the swamp.
Okay. This is sad. An adult combo wrote this, like a team. Like, imagine if you and I did comic books and we wrote something about, I don't know, who do we like? Who's a politician we like? Bernie? Imagine if we sucked Bernie's dick this much. That's so much. So much. I'd get lockjaw.
Everyone gasped. You shouldn't say that, someone said. Yes, said another. The swamp creatures might get angry.
What?
Donald smiled. You've all been angry for a long time. Maybe it's their turn.
This implies that there was pushback on people saying, nah, don't get rid of corruption in Washington. No one was... What? If Donald Trump went in there and ended cash lobbying in Washington, I'd be like, that's a pretty good fucking move.
Yeah, but he didn't. The point was that no one believed...
exacerbated
the people
it.
who criticized Donald Trump didn't assume he would do that, and we were correct. He
Yeah.
exacerbated corruption.
Yeah, I don't think I was wrong about a single thing about the presidency. He was just terrible the whole time.
But some of the people didn't believe he could do it. No one can drain the swamp, they said. It's impossible. Or they think specifically that a man known for his history of corruption shouldn't be
Might not be
trusted.
the best.
A lot of cavemen thought Donald was crazy, and they walked away muttering, "You shouldn't have said that."
Does this book have the part where he goes into the cave that he wasn't invited to while a bunch of teenagers are dressing?
I think that's on the cutting room floor. I think they deemed that inappropriate for children.
Does he have a cave daughter that he said, if she wasn't my daughter, I would fuck?
Technically, it's caveman days, so I think they're still cool with that.
Does he have any Are there any excerpts in here where he would like maybe grab someone's cave pussy? Or just cave. I don't know what he would call it in this timeline.
I don't think everything gets called a cave noun just because they're in caveman times.
If they were in space, it'd be space.
Like, you think if Donald went to space, he'd have a space dick.
Yeah.
It's just a dick in space. It's not a space
it's not.
dick. It's
No,
not
it's
not
much,
a cave puss.
again,
just
this
because
is
it's caveman times.
Cave puss. This is much like land scurvy. It's a similar affliction. A cussy, yes.
I'm
cussy.
I'm afflicted with the cussy.
Yeah.
I have land scurvy. Oh, I have the cussy. It's okay. There's lots of vitamin C in this cussy. Let's solve our problems.
Hey, I could eat a cussy. I'm just saying. Sometimes you get a little peckish. High in vitamin C, don't want land scurvy. You don't want it. I'm just saying, you don't want them.
Others stuck around. Go, Donald, go, they said. You can do it. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. But how could he do it? No one could figure out how.
Nobody.
But Donald knew how. He'd done many things like this before. It's simple, he said. We just need to make a way for the swamp water to escape. We'll dig a trench.
He's actually turned into, like, gay payouts.
It will be the best.
Is that a diagram of the swamp being drained?
Yes, it is. It is. I'll show it a little closer in a sec. It will be the best, biggest trench you've ever seen. It'll be huge and will even come in below budget.
Was this written before the end of his presidency?
I think so, yes.
Because it didn't work.
Let me see what the publishing date on this is.
Publishing date 2017. Right
In fairness, I don't know what edition this is. They might have done multiple prints, but 2018.
2018. There we go. Oh God.
So the next day, Donald went to the edge of the swamp. He put down his club and picked up a shovel and began to dig. When the swamp creatures saw him, they were furious. What do you think you're doing? They demanded. Are you crazy? And this is all of them chastising our God Emperor Donald Trump.
He's actually diverting the water into a black community so he can flood their neighborhood.
Donald smiled. I'm digging a trench. It will be the best, the biggest trench you've ever seen, and it will
Does it
drain
really
the swamp.
fucking say that?
It says that. I'm not fucking
Because it's
making...
going to be the best and biggest trench
I
you've ever
am
seen.
not making this up. It will be the best, biggest trench you've ever seen, and it will drain the swamp. You're mean, they said. We need this swamp. Where will we live? I can build you.
I'm just going to destroy your ecosystem.
I can build you a nice cave near where I live. Lots of us live there, he said.
What the fuck?
They said. We can't stand the people who live outside the swamp. They're uneducated. They're uncultured. They're deplorable. But Donald wasn't listening. He knew he had a job to do, so he just kept digging.
What is the Donald Trump real-life action that represents the digging of the trench?
I don't know. I don't know, like, what...
Like, what did he do, though?
I'm not...
This is cherry tree chopping stuff.
Yeah.
This is just myth.
I don't know.
It's not a good allegory for it. Like, it's not happening. None of this occurred.
For anyone who, by the way, thinks this is satire, it's certainly leaning into joking about Donald Trump, but this is not someone who does not like Donald
This is
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, I'm the little blurb about the author in the back. Writer of over 30 children's books, including bestsellers Squanto and The Miracle of Thanksgiving. It's time
Squanto?
Yeah. He's also written for Veggie Tales, which was a production of Focus on the Family before it got picked up by Netflix.
I don't know what it is about insecure boomer right-winger men to where they have to attach their masculinity to the what they perceive as the achievements of a greater man than them. But it happens so much. This happens outside of politics too. Often, the biggest example I can think of is sports, where they get like super emotionally attached to sports or something like that. I like sports, but if my team loses, I'm like, okay, cool, that was a fun experience, and then I move on. But there are like people that like it's their whole life. Like, I can't believe they were fucking. It's like this is the same phenomenon, but in politics, which is worse. But I don't get. I would really like to know. There's got to be like an ex-Donald Trump supporter that is like cognizant of the cult of personality they were a part of that I would love to discuss with to understand sort of the pathos there. Like, what is the thought process that leads you to, like, I mean, for lack of a better term, it's worship of this fucking weirdo.
Yep. I don't get it.
I don't. Very strange.
He then noticed something he'd never seen before. The green color of the swamp water looked strange. It wasn't a normal swamp color at all. You know, swamp color. It was the color of money. In fact, it was money. The whole swamp was filled with money as far as the eye could see. Now Donald knew why all the swamp creatures lived there.
Are there little dollary dues in the?
They're poorly
swamp?
Illustrated. It's just little triangles, basically.
Poorly illustrated triangle money.
Yeah.
So, interestingly, in this universe, we have caves that sort of pop out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We have dinosaurs that exist at the same time. We have kingdoms and fiefdoms and castles.
And we have
also
fiat
have
currency.
the printed fiat currency of America available in the color of green right now. Okay.
Which has no value because it's just laying around.
Right, of course. Right. It's in a swamp. It doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Then Donald saw something huge out of the corner of his eye. It was the biggest...
I think you mean huge?
He saw something huge out of the corner of his eye. It was the biggest swamp creature of them all. It was a monster called...
Hillary. Is it Hillary? AOC? Socialism? The left?
Think about the funny... What's the pun you would use here? Genuinely. Think about it for 5 seconds.
Well, I don't pun.
Chat, can you think of a pun that a right-winger would make about who is the worst in the swamp? Class, can you write a terrible right-wing comedy book?
The pun.
It's pretty good in terms of puns, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I'm just gonna...
Okay. Give me a hint. Who's it about?
It's a figure that's typically associated with anti-Semitic conspiracy theories.
Wait, is this gonna be anti what's his face?
It was a monster called the George Osaurus. That's solid pun work. That's terrible. But if you're gonna make that pun, that's the pun you make. George Osaurus.
Okay, for the kids at home, explain George Soros. You're in the middle of this. You're paid by George, of course. So.
George Soros is I think a billionaire. Contributes a lot to politics, which I also disagree with. I think we should get money out of politics, but he happens to be a billionaire who tends to donate his money or lobby towards at least socially progressive causes most of the time. So he's a big boogeyman for people on the right, and they will often sort of dog whistle anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about him because he's Jewish.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I didn't think that was... very famously did not interact with Donald Trump throughout his presidency.
Now you've really done it, the swamp creature shouted. You've made the Georgosaurus mad. Not as mad as you made us, came a shout. Donald turned to see all the people who lived outside the swamp. They'd come to help.
Are any of them not white? Just guessing.
There's one non-white guy. He's right here.
Let me see.
And he's very, very...
Oh, but he's approachably black. Or brown or something. I can't really see.
This is the one non-white person that I can see.
Oh, wow. That guy's just got a tan.
Yeah, and that's debatable. Honestly. But yeah, the rest are...
Yeah, he at least has a different skin tone.
White.
Holy fucking shit. Wow. Surprise.
It's okay. One of them brought a fire extinguisher. They're gonna beat one of the dinosaurs to death with it. It's a January 6th joke. It's not too soon now. It's been half a year.
Is that the end of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're about 2/3 done.
I was gonna say, that's a weird cliffhanger, so, yeah.
They were all armed with shovels. Drain the swamp, they shouted. Drain the swamp. Suddenly, they were all digging alongside Donald because there were so many of them, the trench was dug quickly, and in a moment, the swamp water began to drain. I love that what is this supposed to equate to in his presidency? He still, at his rallies, is complaining about the swamp. He had 4 full years. He didn't do anything.
I will toss out there, though, that the practice of a person trying to build a trench alone and then discovering that without communal support, one cannot take on larger tasks because one person only has the power to affect a small amount of things, even with the kind of power Donald Trump has. Rather, a communal approach, a community approach towards solving our own problems could be the better path. And isn't that surprising that that's exactly the kind of thing that they don't like?
The swamp creatures can't believe their eyes. They began to shriek in horror. Then they ran towards the trench. But they didn't stop. They just kept going, chasing the money flowing out of the swamp. It's okay. Donald sent all the money flowing out of the swamp directly into his family's bank accounts. So don't worry, there's no more swamp.
Yeah, it's gonna flow.
The Jared Rex has all the swamp money now.
Even the king chased the money, and the Georgosaurus
Who's the
too.
king?
I don't know.
Who is that?
I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't make it Hillary Clinton, like she's the queen or something.
Right, that was gonna be the obvious joke.
Maybe she shows up in the other books. But the money flowed away so fast and so far that all those chasing it were never ever seen again, and that's why no one hears from Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I just opened up to a random page in this just to see what kind of things were in my version of the book, and I'm not gonna say any words. I'm just going to slowly raise this into camera. So that's in my book. I'm not reading any of the text on it. I'm just gonna put it back now. So that's there. This is itchy. I'm taking it off. Why did I wear this? Because I was gonna be in drag for this. Look, double drag. Double drag is just not being in drag. It cancels out.
All the people cheered. Once the swamp was drained, everything looked different. It was beautiful. Flowers bloomed and trees grew. After all that, the people still couldn't talk to the king. What was the point of all they had done? A little girl had an idea. What if Donald were our new king, she said. Donald, everyone shouted, would you like to be our king and live in the castle and let us talk to you when we have a problem?
What?
Remember how Donald Trump cleaned up politics before he was elected and then got in and everything was great?
And then, this is like very much Donald Trump is my daddy energy, so... Yeah.
You don't need a king, Donald said. You're free now. A king orders his people around, but whoever leads a free people has to take orders from them. You mean like a president? This man has invented the concept of democracy right here. This is Democrates.
Democrates.
Yeah.
That's true.
He famously held a club like that. Sure, and if that's what you're looking for, I guess, I'm your caveman. Everyone cheered. The people gave Donald a special outfit that represented their newfound freedom. And he has a
He has a
American flag.
Yeah.
Did they hunt a saber-toothed tiger with an American flag skin to make that?
Of course, that's how he got the American flag.
Betsy Ross single-handedly chasing down.
Is that Twitter, by the way? Is that little bird a Twitter bird?
I believe it's supposed to be a Twitter bird, yes.
Okay.
So Donald and his family went to live in the castle, and he did some remodeling, but he kept it under budget, and he's putting a gold...
He kept it under budget. So, the White House... I don't really care about the White House or the press releases about the White House or how they keep the White House or any of that.
I don't really either.
But it did have this very dystopian feel to it.
Remember the one? I think it was the first.
It was just like bleak.
The first Christmas.
Yeah,
was so weird. And
what's her face got a hold of it, or one of her doubles?
And Melania fucked up the rose garden or whatever. Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, it got all changed and shit. It's very strange. Say what you will about Biden, he's failing on multiple accounts. He's doing well in some other things, but he's definitely still a lib, and he's still a Democrat, and he still does bad shit sometimes. So, it feels like, for the most part, they know they live there, and they're just like, yeah, this is a place we want it to look nice and feel homey, and just even George W. Bush in between killing overseas brown children, felt like a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird how narcissism makes people just that way that he is. It felt, you know what? I got a very similar feeling in your dad's house. A very similar, that vibe, you know what I mean?
I'm not kidding. I extensively in therapy talked about how... this is going to sound like cringe as shit. I don't want to do this, but...
Cringe? To discuss therapy? I don't know. And the ideas you have?
How weirdly re-traumatizing it was having Donald Trump in as the president, because it felt like for so much of my life I was at the whim of a narcissist, like a really destructive alcoholic narcissist who had control of my life, my dad, and I couldn't do anything because I was a minor, and I got out of that house as soon as possible. Like right when I turned 18, I moved out and got an apartment with you. So from that point on, I was like, okay, at least I'm not, under the thumb of this. And then all of a sudden, someone just like my dad becomes the leader of the fucking planet de facto. And that was that mentally fucked me up. I had to talk about that in therapy a lot. Scary stuff. I'm sure I'm not the only one who felt that way. I imagine a lot of people who had to deal with narcissistic, malignant people in their life felt some echoes of that dealing and listening to Donald Trump.
The timing of it too, because you were on the cusp of coming out kind of when that was going on. Or at least I guess when he got elected you weren't. You were probably I don't know how the timeline of your events happened, but I remember that was prior to the beard experiment. So
we don't talk of the beard experiment. I
talk about it sometimes as a very clear in retrospect moment of you really battling with I'm masculine. It's funny. It's funny in retrospect because I know where you've ended up and it's okay. But
I tried, and I can look back in an objective way. I can look back at that, and when I was in decent shape and I had the beard, I looked fine. Terrible. If I was cis, that would have been perfectly fine. That would have been a good look for me. But boy, is it gross looking back subjectively, because I don't like that. I much prefer myself now, which is nice. So
yeah, I agree. I think it's a just kind of one of those growing moments that you think about just on the way through. It's like a I don't know, because it was weird how you approached me with it. Not to change the subject totally away from Donald Trump, but it's sort of involved with it because I was in Idaho when you were discussing it, and that was either right before or right after Donald Trump had been elected, because I moved back shortly after, and I remember you like deliberating much deeper than anyone had ever deliberated on a facial hair growth ever, and I thought that was strange. And then obviously, with retrospect, I go, well, Marie, thanks so much for the $2. I had a full Gandalf once, never again. Hell yeah. Glad that you figured out that Gandalf wasn't the way to be. TK Boxer with a $5. Y'all love your channel, guys. Curious if you'll ever do Christian movie reviews again. Some of my favorites. Oh yeah, for sure. I think the Christ Assassin one is next for real this time.
33 Assassin 33 AD, I think it's called. There's one more page in this book, by the way.
Jake did briefly share a stay with you. I lived in Boise.
It just says, and the people all lived happily ever after.
They did.
Bigly.
Bigly. Can you do me a favor? I know I normally do the thumbnails for this, but if you could take a picture of that with your phone and just you could send it to Discord and I'll take care of it. Just I need to incorporate the Bigly into this in some way. I need this. Oh no! Did you knock something over?
It's good. It's fine.
Okay, good.
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
a
squirt
couple
water in my
pictures
mouth.
now.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay, that was
Okay, it
weirdly
happened.
sexual.
Yeah. Never mind. It wasn't as messy as I thought it might be. That's what she said. I want to move to Canada so I can get health care, but I'm too useless for them. Tell them that you are a moose. They will find many uses. So this is Donald Drains the Swamp. That is, we have 3 books. Is that all 3 of them? Is that the only 3 they made?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay, so is this okay? Do I have the second or third? Do they have? How do we know? How do we know which order they come in?
I think I looked at the publishing dates, or I Googled it last time to find out. I know the one we just read is the first one, but
Then the other one you have named?
the other one I have is
So this one's 2019.
Donald and the Fake News, and this one is from 2020. So this is the final one.
Okay, so this is the next one we have. Then will be mine, and it is called Donald Builds the Wall. So he's going to build a wall, and apparently he has a golden brick on the top of it.
But he didn't.
By the way,
he didn't build the wall, though.
Didn't build a wall. That's true. That's a true thing. That didn't happen.
So there was a Nancy Pelosi dinosaur, but I guess there's also a human Nancy Pelosi.
That's good.
Oh, the one... They're still... I mean, they're consistent in the racial makeup of the tribe. It's still the same one non-white caveman.
The Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito. Nessie Pelosi. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a good one. Wright is trading critical race theory for this.
Weirdly,
Critical
the
race
opponent, maybe I don't know if they wrote this in early 2020, but the opponent that Donald goes up against in the election in this one seems to be the Bernie Sanders and not the Joe Biden.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe they thought he was going to win.
Maybe. And it looks like his girlfriend in this is the AOC character.
His girlfriend is AOC?
Implying that Bernie Sanders and AOC are sleeping with each other or something, even though they're really just similarly politically. That's gross.
I don't like the idea of Bernie Sanders having an orgasm.
I agree.
He's too pure. He seems like a nice guy that would be like, no, I'll do it for me. You don't have to.
The top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1% of Coomers are getting the orgasms.
Wow. I didn't know I had to be eaten. It's over for me. Bernie would go. Bernie only gives oral. He does not have sex. That's true. Anyway, so that's the end of the book. I don't even know what to take out of that. It's just a dumb book.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I really want to know, Trump supporters, why you first of all be on this channel. Second of all, stay to the end of this to hear me ask this question. And third of all, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, get a hobby, get a friend, go to therapy. Mostly the last one. Go to therapy. You need help. He's just a man that you vaguely agreed with politically. Like, please think about things.
They're not.
More of it.
They're off the deep end. I had another discussion with Peter a couple weeks ago. You know, Peter that I've talked about before. He's he's not good. There are people who are going to be following Trump for the rest of their lives, long after he dies. It's going to be real fucked up.
I'm really excited for the first cult. Like a real cult, not just like they're doing culty things, like they worship and like have a seance and wear robes and Nikes.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, they're going to be like a small little cult, so I'm really excited for that. I want to see where they go. Like, are they going to go to Mar-a-Lago? They're going to walk into the sea together or something? It's going to be amazing. Like, that documentary is going to be nuts. By the way, the documentary that's going to come out about Donald Trump, definitely that's going to happen, is going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I feel like any future dramatization, like a movie about Donald Trump, is going to fail, even if it's a good movie.
Yeah,
because,
no one wants to see that.
Like, let's say you had an actor come in and do a perfect imitation of Donald Trump. The audience would be like, what the fuck? This performance is terrible. Because Donald Trump is such a weird fuck, and he behaves so abnormally, that watching anyone else behave exactly that way, even if they're portraying him, looks unnatural.
Yeah. Well, you could just get Joaquin Phoenix to do it.
Sure.
You could just make Joker too. That'd be it. Be done. The worst part about that movie is Twitter after the movie came out.
I like Joker.
I like the movie too. I'm just people that it's the same people that have the, you know, they always have the worst role models out of movies.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of this video.
What's your dad's favorite food?
My dad's favorite food?
Mm-hmm.
He likes barbecue a lot. Maybe ribs? No, his favorite food is lasagna, I think. My mom makes it for him like every year on his birthday.
Very sweet. Lasagna. Okay.
Why does that... Who asked that?
No one asked that. I'm just wondering.
Why do you want to know what my dad's favorite food is?
Because Donald Trump eats like a child. And I was wondering if that was a common thread, if he also ate McDonald's like a bunch. That could be the link. It all comes down to the Big Mac.
No, my dad has very different eccentricities.
Does he drink Diet Coke? No, he drinks Budweiser, doesn't he?
He does. He drinks if he's at home, he is drinking a beer, or vodka, or both.
Ooh. I'm drinking a water.
Thank you for not cum-shotting that one. I appreciate it.
Not everything's a cum shot, okay? Sometimes it's just spritz.
Most things are.
Most things are not cum shots.
Just prove me wrong.
Lasagna is good. You can still eat lasagna if Hannah's dad likes lasagna. That's a
I like lasagna.
I make a fucking killer lasagna. Have you ever eaten my lasagna? It sounds more sexual than I imagined. Lasagna
is not a euphemism
like
for any.
No, I know, but it sounded euphemistic the way I said it.
Is lasagna ass? Is the lasagna ass?
It can be.
All right, this is
can
for
be
real.
ass.
The end of the recording now.
If everything can become shots,
lasagna
lasagna can be ass. I do make a very good lasagna, however. It's delightful.
You know what's good? Hamburger
Lasagna.
casserole. I haven't had hamburger casserole in a long time.
You know what is good that I don't think is good, but it's good? Is tuna casserole. I don't know why I fucking like tuna casserole. I'll eat a tuna casserole. I'll make one, I'll eat that. Sounds good. Mayo and peas and onions. I don't know. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Jake. More shows, please. You get it. You got it. I think every Wednesday for the foreseeable is what we're going to do.
We're also doing e-live tonight on my channel, twitch.tv/Hannah Reloaded.
Yep, right around 8 p.m. tonight.
I don't know if you have enough time to get through the whole thing, but you can go check out the previous live stream in my stream backlog. I'm going to be uploading that episode and tonight's episode sometime in the next couple days to the Unpopular Culture channel, which I assume soon is going to become the Charisma Saves channel.
Over the summer, that'll change at some point. Once I get the table and once I get the new assets for the stuff, and
I'll make a playlist for the. Well, the live stuff probably already has a playlist, but I'll put it on there. And
do we want to delete the old stuff, or just keep it up as legacy shit? Because I don't care.
I'm good with whatever. I don't really have any concerns about archiving any of that. The Doctor Who reviews, it would be interesting for posterity, but Yeah.
I'll just leave it up, and if you feel like you want to delete it, we'll...
Sure. Oh, if you're concerned about like it being me before, I don't care about that.
No. It's not all about you. No, I just meant just the content in general. But,
sure.
No, we're well past the period of time where you could have been concerned about anything that you've looked like being captured on the internet. We have that cat's out of that bag.
What's
just
e-live?
Kenneth.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons game that we play that I'm the DM of.
Oh yeah, Kenneth is on that.
Yeah.
Tell you what. Let's make a commitment to each other right now. With this ring.
Are you going to tell me that when the next Fallout game comes out, we have to do it, Kenneth?
I wed us to the idea that we will do Kenneth again, because we ended in Skyrim. But I think, and I have an idea, I think it should be a prequel.
Okay.
And I think it should be the true death of Kenneth's wife. Because, of course, some things have changed between now and then. And you playing Kenneth's wife and me playing their shared brain disease continually is what I think should happen here.
Okay.
A prequel. So maybe not Fallout New Vegas, but maybe another Fallout of some kind you enjoy. Or just another Bethesda game in general. I don't care. We could play Oblivion. You love that game. You know everything about it.
I do like Oblivion.
Maybe we could do something like that. All I got to do is be here while you're doing it. We don't have to be in the same room anymore. Technology is crazy.
That's true. A lot easier
Like
to
we could
capture
literally just
everything.
do it right here on Discord together, and then upload it later. That'd be fun. Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Outer Wilds.
I don't remember what Kenneth is like.
Kenneth was a crotchety, and he did not like anything.
What, did he have a voice?
Of course he did. I just don't remember it.
Was it like an old man voice like
disapprove. I don't know. Kenneth Origins. What was Kenneth's wife's name? I don't even remember. Brenda?
Was the joke that her name kept changing? That sounds familiar.
No, she died she died like 4 different ways.
Okay.
You told the story. We decided that you told the story about the...
I disapprove of your lifestyle.
Outer Worlds isn't open world in the same way that you would need it to work. Unless we chose scenes, I guess. But I don't really care. You can't really see the character, which is kind of the point where we could like zoom out a little bit. And... Anyway, he did pick up trash. Gloria? Does that sound right? You guys should watch Kenneth if you don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know if that's aged well.
It probably is terrible. It's probably very crass. I can't.
I don't even know if it's that. I just think it's probably bad. I think it's probably cringy, but who knows?
Could be both.
I think that about everything I've ever put out, though. So
to be fair, it's just really weird. So I don't know if she did eat herself at one point. But there was the bush. There was the ghost bush because there was a glitch and people kept walking into the bush. And I don't know. I just think I think Kenneth Magnetar, does Kenneth hold up? You're in chat right now saying that people should watch Kenneth. Does it hold up? Has anyone watched that in the last year? Because I feel like that'd be it's experimental. It's very experimental. We were just very stupid. I don't know why we thought that was funny. I still think it's funny, but I haven't watched it since we put it out. So, Manthorn. You call this dick a Manthorn? That's right. That's a new comeback, by the way. It holds up all right. Nothing in it was too bad. That's actually interesting. So you know how there's the terrible sexist myth that if you have sex with someone with a vagina, it just gets blown out like beef curtains and you can never fuck them again. And that's like incels like that. Like, I've had 20 dicks in you. So now it's like, well, guys can't have sex like that either because the tip sharpens to a point like a pencil. So use that from now on. If you know any man whores out there, or just people with penises in general that are big sluts, their penises sharpened to a fine tip due to their sluttery. That's true. And now that's a man thorn. I think that's a man thorn. Even if you're not a man, whittles your wanger. It does whittle it. I remember Santa running into a broken window, screaming, "Crystal knock!" I remember that too. That's so funny. I don't remember her name at all. Oh, it's super good. If you don't know where that's at, it's an unpopular culture right now. That name will change, but I'll keep the legacy stuff on then. That makes sense. We'll do some stuff over there. That's technically role play anyway, so that's fine.
Sure.
I think we did a good job. I think you were funny as fuck in that. People are saying that it's still good. Okay, yeah. I think we have like 4 or 5 episodes of that, and there's like a whole arc. It's actually pretty good.
I think it was. What was the goal? It was to get. Was it to get to Vegas from the
Bet
starting
it all
town with absolutely no fighting? He was a pacifist, and he would pick up garbage.
Yeah, and so I think with his wife, whoever she is, should also be that. And I don't know what Oblivion's goal would be, but maybe find a way back to Kenneth from death. Maybe find the Oblivion Gate. I don't know. Marie Kopenhofer, thanks for the $5 radios. Speaking of D&D, my time-traveling Catgirl sniper has 30 construct workers, 6 robot drones, 6 robot inventions, and 1 robot cohort. Should I get more? Yes. I didn't know that was a thing, but he was fine with other people fighting for him. That's true. Yeah. Yep. If you want a knife dick, just play RimWorld. Wait, can you... Wait. Can you give someone a prosthetic knife peepee in RimWorld? Because I know that you can give them prosthetic other stuff. Cool game. Have you ever played RimWorld?
Mm-mm.
It's a fun game. I think you may. It's a little tough at first, but... Anyway, let's give you a little time in between streams, why don't we?
Yeah, I'll go.
Eat some mac and cheese. Have a beverage. Take a nap.
So around 8. If I know our group, it'll probably be 8:30. But we're shooting for 8, which means it'll probably be 8:30 when we start D&D over on my channel, twitch.tv/HannahReloaded. So come hang out for that. It's a good time. It's if you watch Charisma Saves, it's tends to be more casual than that. I'm not as I'm not as on the ball as Jake tends to be, and I have less experience. But we have a good time. It's fun.
And I'm a player in it, so
yeah.
I play Cal, so we'll see that.
Cal, the silent surgeon, Kirkland.
You're goddamn right. So we'll be doing that. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably also Sunday, I will be there doing minimum streams as well. So if you want to follow me over at twitch.tv/actualjake. Someone called me Cornvosh recently. Funny. As an insult. So there you go.
I wish someone would compare me to Vosh. At least I'd have a bigger audience.
We're not going to set up an official Twitch channel for the D&D stuff, no. It'll always be on my stuff. Yeah. So just come to just follow me for the D&D stuff, and then the YouTube has that stuff later. We will be also having
live.
Your YouTube channel for a live.
Oh no, you're right. It's on the. Right. I thought you were talking about Twitch.
Yeah, no. And then we will have for campaign 2, which again is going to be on my Twitch channel. So you can watch those live. Those will be Wednesdays nights probably, unless we decide to change the day. Wednesdays or Thursdays probably, because that works best for Alex. We will be doing that live down in the studio together, so we'll all be in the same room. And we're also going to have some supplemental content. I have found a host outside of the party for a sort of a talk show about the characters and about the plots and about what's going on that we can do every week as a sort of a companion to it. much like Tox Machina, sort of ripping off their thing, but I don't care. It's an interesting thing, and I won't be part of those conversations usually, unless people are asking a bunch of questions. Where you guys will be able to levy questions at probably one or two of the cast members to be asked by the host to one of them, or both of them, or whatever, so they can have a discussion about whatever's going on with their characters, which I think will help everybody at the table and also just be very interesting. And Alex wants to take on a big role for some social media stuff, so we might be launching just like a Twitter for that to sort of lace everything up. Instead of having 4 or 5 different accounts saying things, we'll just have the one that is sort of holds it together. But I think that I think it's going to be great. And if you like any of the stuff that we ever do with Chick Tracks or anything where we play characters and you like that, there's like literally no chance you don't like Hannah playing an insane professor character in Christmas Days 1, and you definitely are going to like the character in Campaign 2. So please come check that out. If you do nothing else, that's the thing I'm most proud of that we do. It's the thing that's the most fun that we do. It's the thing that's most rewarding that we do. It doesn't necessarily pay the bills, but it's super fucking great, and I love it. And I was spending time with all of our friends, and it's very emotional, and it's very good, and we've all grown as people for it, and you should do it. And then my art is in the background from the last campaign. So, you should really come out. I genuinely would really appreciate it, just from a creative standpoint, just to share that with you guys. Because I think that's really just a cool thing. The community is really great, too. We do have a Discord for it, and yeah. And Hannah's hilarious during it, so you should just watch it. Everyone does great. But
some episodes I'm funny. Other ones not so much.
Oh, did I shut this? Oh no. Gotta open it to drink the water. Okay, well, we're gonna give Hannah a break in between because she has to do all the DMing. So we'll see you guys then. And I don't have anything else to say to them. You're dead to us now.
Yeah.
In between.